This is Karikter Asked It. You already know Karikter did it. I'm here with JFerr. Tell us about yourself, bro. What do you do?
Oh, so I'm a rapper out of Massachusetts. I've been putting out music since like 2016, 2017, back in high school. Now I'm 25 and I just dropped my debut studio album called The Peephole on all platforms. And yeah, man, and I've been doing shows since I was like 17, doing my own shows, headlining, selling out spots in Boston and stuff like that. I'm from a small town in called Halifax in Massachusetts. It's on the South Shore, but yeah, it's definitely a small little town. Not much goes on down there, which is a good thing, and kind of boring in a way, but it's a good time.
Tell me more about that. Tell me about your childhood in Halifax, Massachusetts.
So I grew up on luckily, I originally am from Whitman, Mass, and a few towns over, whatever. But then when I was like 5, we moved to Halifax, and we moved on to South Street. And yeah, dude, luckily, it's the best thing ever. Whole street was all kids my age, like all like boys, so like we all just became like a freaking crazy ass little group of kids and just terrorized the whole damn street, every single street surrounding us. Like, oh yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, no, we're all still tight to this day, and it's been like we grew up together, like for real, and like did everything together, so that was pretty cool. And I went to Silver Lake High School in Kingston, and that was between 3 different towns. So it was Halifax, Kingston, and Plimpton. And then, met a lot of people through high school as well, and it was a good experience and everything like that. It's a good area to live, not too much crazy shit goes on, but like I said, a little bit boring. It's a little like some pompous ass people. Not really though. It depends. It's like there's the group, it's like the hillbilly group, and then it's like the chill, like normal people, a lot of stoners out there, a lot of like out here. Yeah, it's all the mixed crowd, but it's pretty chill overall.
Hell yeah, bro. So what'd you do after high school?
After high school, I went to Quincy College while still doing music. I was doing music. I was going to Quincy College, I got my associate's degree in business management. I did that in like 2 to 3 years, finished that, and then I was just working I worked at an HR firm at once. I worked at mattress firm. I worked at where else I worked? Worked at a wedding place, and then and then also while making music, all that. So I just haven't really found like a job. Like music's my main thing that I'm focused on. So the jobs right now is just kind of get by jobs at the moment.
No doubt, bro. What have been your biggest accomplishments in music?
I'd say one of the biggest accomplishments, and one of my favorite ones as well, was my first performance I did ever. It was at the Spot in Boston, and I was opening for this artist out of Nebraska named Screwface Gene. He's like a big YouTuber now. I don't know if you know him. You might know who he is. Mm-hmm. He's like a reactor.
Okay.
And he still does music. He's got a lot of big songs, and yeah. So I opened up for him, but I ended up like selling the most tickets. Like it was basically like it turned into like my show, and that was my first performance. Yeah, yes, and it was my first performance. Yeah, that video that I tagged on my Instagram story, they were like new interview tonight with the character.
Yeah.
That was from that show. Okay. That was my first performance ever. Yeah, so. That video gives you a little insight on how that went. But yeah, it was a good time, and yeah, it just was crazy. And that night he told me, he's like, yo, you're meant for this shit. Like after the performance, like he kept me on stage when he went on, because he's like, yo, you got the crowd, like I gotta keep you on stage. So that was like, satisfying and like cool experience, and definitely a big accomplishment of mine. But yeah, then I headlined and sold my own shows. Right after that, I signed the contract that night with the venue, the Spot in Boston.
That's cool, bro.
Yeah, it was a crazy experience. Just like couldn't have gone better, you know. So
That's what's up, man. And you put out some really solid content. You have other interviews that you put clips from, and then you post things about shorts from your songs, teasers from songs coming up.
yeah.
How did you develop this brand that you have now? Because it's a solid brand.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. And I still got plenty of work to do. I don't feel I'm at the exact level I want to be at yet, but thank you. I appreciate that. And how did I just like, I'm just going with the times, to be honest. Like, I know back in the day, and like as I was, kind of approaching starting to release music and stuff, like it's completely different from when I started releasing, and but now it's like you need content, you need this, you need videos of this, you need clips. So, and I know everyone's on TikTok, I know everyone's on Instagram nowadays, just scrolling away. So yeah, I gotta do it, it's like, and I just want to, I want people to see what I'm doing and like keep my fans like interested and engaged, because that's the times we're living in.
No doubt, bro. And you're doing a hell of a job with it, man. What have been the biggest obstacles that you've had to overcome?
It's a good question. Biggest obstacles, I'd say, one within myself. Like, I was such like a shy kid in a way growing up. Like, people wouldn't think that. People would be surprised. But I was really shy and like not confident, And music's the one thing I feel like I'm confident in, and me being vulnerable and kind of like shy, like I feel like that was one of my biggest accomplishments, is just doing this, and like since I was a senior in high school, and just rapping for everybody at parties like before that, and it's just this whole journey is probably my biggest accomplishment, just doing it in general, because not many people can, like, and I forget that sometimes, like no one else, like, oh no, many people are, but like it's not for everybody, No,
and, absolutely. And I've spoken to a lot of artists that say they're introverts and they're really shy, and they have a hard time putting themselves out there on the camera and everything. And it's I think it's kind of a matter of still waters run deep. Y'all take a lot in, and then you release it in music, and now you're being asked to release it on video, and then speaking, and it's a really difficult dynamic for y'all to conquer, for real.
Yeah, I mean, it's not nothing like crazy. It's not a big deal to me. Like, it's not like I'm like I don't talk to anybody, nothing like that. I'm actually a really social kid. I'm a really social person, but at the same time, like, I'm a little laid back. Like, I'm not the one to, like do gimmicks and like go viral, like try to go viral doing dumb shit. And like, I don't need the spotlight on me in a sense, but like for music, I do, like, that's like one of my goals, is to like, that's the one thing I want to be like, that is the one spotlight I shall accept. But if it's like for stupid reasons, I don't want it,
I feel that, bro. I feel that, man. What does success in music and in life look like to you?
Say success in music is to have an overall like pretty big fan base, and a solid fan base, like that's always there when you put something out, and like can do good numbers, and be up, like success. I'd say like the success I'm chasing is to be globally known. Not saying I want to be Drake, but I definitely want to be known like around the world, and my music to be heard around the world, and hopefully really be able to help people or get them through hard times, or just them enjoy themselves and just have dope music that they like, That's just been the thing always for me. But that would be the main success, just have a big fan base and do what I love to do, while hopefully being able to make a living off of it, like a complete living. That would be true success. Not saying how, like, I need millions and millions, but as long as I can live off it, that'd be pretty dope.
I feel that, bro. If you could go back and tell your younger self anything, what would it be?
Don't be shy. And also like have an edge too. Like, that's another thing. I don't have an like sometimes I feel like I'm not as edgy as others are, you know. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. But it's like some people, I guess, can be more competitive or more aggressive in what they're going to do, and I feel like I hold myself back a lot. So I tell my younger self to don't hold back.
I get that, man. You got anything coming up you want to tell us about?
Yeah, man, this new album was just crazy. Like that's what I'm focused on really for now. But aside from the new album, I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit more. But I got an EP with my homie Tom Walsh. He goes by the name Prospect when he's rapping, or Source Bass. He's been newly doing it. He just dropped a little EP on all platforms too. It's like it's bass music, like trap, EDM, like this whole crazy mixture. And he's just such a great producer, and he puts in hours. Like he's definitely put in his 10,000 hours by now with that. And and it sounds great. But yeah, I got an EP with him where he's gonna be rapping, and he produced it. We came up with the beats and the songs together. So that's in the works. I got another big feature single in the works. Then I got a few other singles, and then another EP with someone else. So I got a lot of shit,
bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, and I feel like I don't have enough. Like, I'm still creating other things.
You hungry, man? You hungry?
I mean, I got to. I feel like the past 2 years, like, while I wasn't really putting out much, I feel like I need to make up for all that time I wasn't putting out as much, and I just gotta go now because the album's out, and I feel like my music and me as an artist are at a new level and a bigger level now that the album's out, so I gotta keep up.
Tell me about the new album.
The new album is called The People. I came up with the idea for it roughly about 2.5 years ago. Actually, one of my Snapchat memories the other day, it was the exact it was like one of the times I was writing like the first part, and I was like, yo, that's the day I came up with it. It was like May 18th, 2021.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So yeah, the idea it's called The Peephole because I felt so like enclosed off from everybody. One, because it was COVID. Two, I worked working food trucks and stuff at this big outlet mall in Massachusetts, and I was doing that like 6 days a week, basically full time, and working weekends through everything. And all my homies and everyone had weekends off, and those would be like my 12-hour days. And then I got a new apartment. I moved out of my hometown. Probably almost an hour away, 45 minutes away, but no big deal with that. It's just like, it was dramatic, so many changes at once, and I felt like I was so closed off from everybody that I was like, I came up with this, like, I'm kind of like away in this room, and people are just looking through the peephole at what I'm doing. Like, so I kind of want to, then once I had that thought, I was like, this is going to be my first album. And then instantly I just started looking for beats. Got a bunch of beats. I went through hundreds of beats, and I just found, like, I picked out these few ones. And the intro of the album, that beat is so fucking crazy. And like that beat, I instantly knew it was going to be the intro. So like it was kind of like step-by-step thing. It was a cool journey and experience that I had making it too. And I talk about a lot of real shit on there that's like mixed in with the bars, that like you kind of gotta, like, you might gotta go back and listen to it a few times and see what I'm getting at. And I also wanted to make it enjoyable, but like you could play it in any setting. I didn't want it to make it like too serious either. I wanted to like give, like, some of these are gonna be like Cranberries, like the party track, the banger, and then a few other ones are like solid bangers like that. The other, like Skywalking's more chill, like the smoking track, like kind of like brings people back to like what I came up on, and like the fans know. And Small Town too, like a few of my buddies said like Small Town like made it feel like it was nostalgic to them. So like when I first was coming up and shit, and like now I'm doing it bigger and shit. Like it's it's definitely a dope project and a cool concept I put together, and it's been being received well.
That's cool, bro. And really, that's something that you can feel very proud of, because it's an insight to your life, and it's a reflection of the come up that you're on right now.
Right. Yeah, it's I appreciate that. It's definitely been a journey. I'm glad that it's out now, you know, because I've been kind of sitting on a lot of this music for 2 years, like just, you know, trying to get the mixes right, everything right, and coming up with new songs.
That'll drive you crazy.
Yeah, bro. And then like coming up with new songs and like, ooh, do I do this one? And then I'm waiting on features, even though I didn't use 2 of the songs I was gonna have features on. So, for those are different reasons, but yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Before we end this, is there any kind of like sentiment or life lesson that you want to leave everybody with?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, might as well, right? I'd say never hold yourself back in what you truly want to do, and never let I want it to sound cliche, but you know, like do the things that like truly make you happy, because in the long run you're gonna be more thankful than wanting to regret something. You don't want to regret things. So like before you do dumb shit, or you want to fuck around and find out, in reality, you don't want to find out. Don't like do dumb shit and want to regret that. Just be level-headed, you know, everything in moderation, treat yourself right, and you know, do what you want in the end.
Hell yeah, man. Yo, I appreciate your time, bro. This has been Karikter Asked It with JFerr. Follow him up, hit him up. I'll see y'all next time. Peace up.